straight down the middle. So I literally tapped it from 7 foot and it's gone about 8 foot over. Well, that's a delicious start because I really did just tap it, which I thought was expertly done. It went, well, it definitely went 8 foot past. I'm going to say that was 9 foot. And then a fantastic putt. So 5 to start. No water this time, but still was heading that way, so my natural fade on this hole, because of the trees on the left, becomes even more natural. To try and hit it straight just seems to be impossible for me. Very rarely do I get it right, and on that one there's virtually no wind at all, and I still faded it heavily to the right, but this time it's actually stayed up, so it's in the sort of place where I would drop it after going into the water. So that means it's not going to be the ideal shot, but anyway, started off quite well so far, so that's pretty good, and I can see the ball. That could be tricky, but we like tricky. And the defining quote of the day, which I saw on YouTube before leaving, having watched a couple of videos with George Knudsen, who apparently is one of the top Canadian golfers of all time in the 60s, he said, "Don't play golf to relax, relax to play golf." And I think that's a lovely quote, and so that's the guiding spirit of today: relax to play golf. So that's where I normally go in the water, and I've gone about 30 yards further, so at least that's a good sign. And we're inside the 100 marker. Over the green, but not too bad really. I have gone over the green, but I landed on it. But what I didn't want to do is scuff it into the water, so actually it's only just gone over. So overall, especially at this stage in the game, that is a good shot, because it's gone too far. But it went nice and high in the air and missed what's in front of me now. Unfortunately, that shot didn't cut. Caught hold of it well enough and put to bed the worries about you after yesterday, after putting one in the water here for the first time. But it didn't cut, and I think I hit a tree, or I'm at the base of it. But having said that, the par on the last hole was just outstanding. Chipper shot from about, must have been about 60, 70 feet going downhill. I mean, the judgment on that, even if I say it myself, was just exquisite to give myself a 1 foot putt for a par. Unbelievable. I was so pleased with that. This could be tricky. What's coming up next? That was absolutely fantastic. It was even better than the shot I did on the previous hole with the chipper. Just a beautiful touch and committed, no flinching, just follow through with the club, and it just rolled, and it had to go up as well. So it wasn't just going downhill or flat, it had to go up a bit, and I got it right by the hole. Mấy chai hole in one นะ
เกือบโฮลอินวันเขียวๆยิ่งเขียนผมใกล้ๆ
Now that's a relief. I mean, I didn't aggressively hit that putt. I just tapped it downhill from 8 feet and it went 5 feet over. But then straight in on the way back, so it didn't matter that, because obviously I was hoping just to be a foot short or a foot long, not 5. It didn't matter because I got it. So things are continuing to go well so far. I'm measuring that shot because that felt terrible. I felt like I sort of shifted weight in a strange way, but it still came off pretty well, even though, you know, not a great ball flight or anything, but I could feel that lovely compressed rubber deadened ping as it came off the face, and it's still gone reasonably well. So it's another plaudit for that club, because it just didn't feel, I felt like I was really awkward in hitting it, but I still got a perfectly reasonable shot. I just didn't get on the fairway, but it came off pretty well. My guess though is that it's gone only, I'm going to say 170. I mean, who needs a watch? That felt like a real key putt. It was only 4 feet, but I actually lined it up with the marker, which I often don't bother doing. And I really concentrated on having the pendulum movement and taking my time and stroking it, not hitting it, being extra careful. Paid off. Another par. Yesterday I went right to the back of the green, and this time it was tempting to get a pitching wedge, but I used the same club and just choked down a few inches, but still did a full shot. And it was just enough to take off, I don't know, it probably took off about 10 to 15 yards, about 10 yards I'd say it took off. And so it's just about Pinot at the front of the green. It's quite a long way from it. Could be about 30 feet, but at least it's Pinot, and when you are Pinot, you got a chance. So it's quite good. So enjoying this round. No one around, hardly anyone. Caddy's great, and I'm really lapping it up. That was difficult to say if it was me sort of mishitting it or the ground just turned at the end, because it didn't seem like a bad putt. It was only from 3 foot and it just slightly turned. Oh well, I thought no drop shot, so that's okay. that came off the club face very nicely. And after yesterday where I went far right, I'm dead centre of the fairway this time, so I corrected the mistake from yesterday, which is good. So currently I'm 3 under bogey par. This time yesterday, with 1 birdie in the bag as well, I was actually on evens. So although any mare or a mare can come at any time, I've just got to keep up this level of play because it's a much better, it's a very solid front 9, which is so hard here, but very solid. And one of my better ones. I don't know if it is one of the best ones on the new course, but it's probably up there. So yeah, just got to keep going. Just loving the game so much. You'll notice that I changed to the Callaway super soft green ball. I've only got 2 of those left now, and after the purchase in England in the summer, and I didn't want to use them on the first few holes because they're the holes I'm more likely to lose a ball into the water. Bit of a chicken, but there you go. And today so far I haven't lost a ball into the water. There's still time. But yeah, that was a good drive, and I've measured this one. It's not that far, but it's just beautifully central. Well, I'm certainly measuring that one. That was a good shot. And the drive was a very nice 206 yards, which for Thailand, where you don't get much rollout, that's pretty much the extent of what I can do. So again, kudos to Callaway Epic Speed, because that was definitely the club helping out there very much. So that was really good. So for the first time there, because I wanted to be absolutely sure, I actually walked to the pin with my watch, and it was precisely 50 yards. Now I've gone well short, so I didn't do that shot very well. I just wanted to know what it was, and I've gone well short, which is a pity, but I'm definitely going to get one of those range finders, because it would just be so nice to be absolutely sure. But you can see now how short I am. recording that that is the first time I've broken 40 on the front 9 since the new layout on the course. So that is actually my best front 9 since the new course opened on February the 9th. So just got to keep going now. That first part was very nearly exquisite. I mean, I was aiming so far to the right, and I wasn't far off because I just had the simplest of tap-ins from 10 feet on a hole which is really slanting. So as fours go, still it's not a drop shot against bogey par, which is brilliant. And even though I got the chip up pretty badly wrong because it went 10 foot too far, it was so difficult to judge because it's so easy to just go, you know, just get stuck on the bank. Well, that was nice. Very nicely judged, that one. Enjoyed that on one of my favourite holes, just for the beauty of the place. So I'm actually 4 under at the moment with 8 holes to go, including this one. So it's pretty good. Pick up. Actually, it's way further past than I thought. It's over 20 feet. Might be 25 feet past. Oh, it's on the green. Well, that was absolutely crazy. 4 putts, at least it's only 1 drop shot, but what a time to do that. Just terrible. The first putt was absolutely awful, about 7 foot short, and then the next one missing from, I don't know, it must have been 2 foot, or no, a foot. Okay, got to recover now. That was the first mare of the day. So from 4 under now to 3 under, still good, but right, after that putting mare, a 4 putt, which is absolutely horrendous, we are now in recovery mode. Well, I landed on the green and just rolled over, but that's fine because after that 4-putt mare, the typical thing to do is to then hit the ball into the bunker. But just going over is not too bad. But yeah, real pity on that last hole because I've been so good from those sort of distances recently. And even today, some really good long putts and just rolling them up, or long chippers. And that one was just the mare that was almost inevitable at some stage, as I said earlier on. But it does happen, and one must move on. touch is going. I feel myself being really tentative all of a sudden after the recent mares, but at least I got away with a 4, I suppose. But yeah, that first part, absolutely dreadful. So I've got to watch against that in the next few holes, as there's only 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18 to go. 5 to go. Still 3 under, but it could have been better. The golfer's mantra: I could have been better. Still got a chance. That is the worst shot I've ever done on this hole. So I often go left, so I'm aiming right, and I went so far right that I actually bounced, I don't know, about 15 foot in the air after going off the concrete path. It's gone down a bank on the right, so I've never been over here before. And yeah, it was just a terrible shot. I think it's all part of my sort of tentativeness that's come in after playing so well in the front 9, and I haven't collapsed, but I've become sort of lackluster, and that's enough to just not get a good score. So yeah, real pity. I'm still doing okay, but that was just a dreadful shot. Such a pity I didn't get it. But having said that, that was just a magnificent shot with the lob wedge, because I could see it was sitting up in the grass, and so I did a relatively big swing for the distance, just popped up, and the beauty of it was it landed on the green and rolled towards the hole, so it was only about 7 feet from the pin. And with a shot like that, the typical thing that can happen is you blade it across the green and get into more trouble. So to give myself an actual par chance and then only miss it by 3 inches is absolutely fine. So that was good, because the way I've suddenly started playing, that could have been a disaster. But I loved playing that shot. the nice tension, and then relaxing, and then just pulling it off, so to speak. Well, that was incredible, because I nearly always don't reach this green, and so I took the 5 hybrid to deliberately just get as far as I could and close as I could to the bank. Really relaxed, did a full shot, and actually I think landed on the green and went over for the first time. So an absolute brilliant shot, but too much. Too shabby, that shot. this might be bogey golf, but it's pretty good bogey golf when I get shots like that. So it was 27 yards to the pin with the lob wedge. Again, the sort of one that you can just blade and it'll be awful. But I got it to 11 feet from the hole, and then the putt wasn't bad. It's pretty close, but not quite close enough. But no drop shot. Basically, that is the first par since the 9th, and that is the 16th hole. So I haven't double bogeyed any of them. They've all been bogey pars. So I've hung in there. Actually, I better just check that. Just see if that's true. Could be wrong. I just want to check that. Oh no, the 11th. I dropped a shot on the 11th. I took a 5. So I've gone 4, 5, 4, 4, 4, 4, and now a 3. So yeah, first par for a while. So in fact, I've only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's only the 6th par today, but I'm 4 under. And yesterday, after the 5th. Straight in the bunker.
นี้ไม่ค่อยจะลงหลุมขอบคุณค่ะลงแล้ว
The other day I was watching a really good, or actually re-watching a really good tutorial on bunker shots by Danny Maud, and he was saying how put it in the front of your, put the ball in the front of your stance and open the face of the club. And I actually practiced just practice holding the club, trying to open it, because I found that so difficult before. I definitely never do it. On the first shot I tried to do it, but it just didn't work out. The second shot, the ball was actually sitting up a little bit, and so I felt more confident about doing it. And so on the second shot, up and down, and 5 feet from the pin on a very narrow green. If you look there where the flag is, it was very close to the edge. It was only about 15 feet in. So the shot was actually really good, the second bunker shot. The first one was just, I was a bit edgy because I was trying out something, and then I just didn't get it. Normally I try and sort of blast it with a closed face, and I realised that that's not the way to do it. So it's something I really need to get lots of practice on. But to do that on the second shot, that was in a way one of the shots of the day. And then to hold a 5-foot putt, I get another bogey par, so I stay on 3 under. No, actually I'm 4 under. I just saw in my notebook. So even though yesterday I got 7 under, and yeah, I'm well off that, but still 4 under, pretty good. But the main thing today is that I got my record breaking on the new layout front 9, so that really makes the day. It was relatively low, but certainly went well right down the centre, and yeah, lovely. So yeah, overall it's been such an enjoyable round. Just a strange back 9 with only one par, and the rest all bogey pars except for one, which was a 5. So yeah, strange after that brilliant front 9, but overall pretty good. It'd be nice to finish on something good now, but at least I think the main thing is just on the 17th there. Yes, I completely fluffed the first shot out of the bunker, but to then get the second one so well and then to hold the putt, I think that's a memorable one. But some of my lob wedge shots today have been fantastic. The one on the 15th was beautiful. The one on the 14th, they're both in really tricky situations. The drive wasn't that far after all. It was 194, but still very good, lovely position, and that 3 hybrid has gone pretty well. So it's a nice ending, nothing scuffed or anything silly. So even though the score could have been a whole lot better, I suppose overall there have been some sort of the occasional bad shot off the tee or whatever it was, and got me into a bit of trouble, but I got out again, and so I didn't compound the sort of single shot mares with something worse. So that's where the round's been very good, but ultimately not the greatest score, but it looked on for a while. But I think there've been some really good shots today, so yet more editing fun ahead on this Friday, March the 3rd, day of rest, as NIST didn't call again, and I didn't mind at all, because I'm perfectly happy to be out on the course. That's the Vokey wedge doing its job. 90 yards. What was lovely about that is that I knew the distance, 90 yards, and maybe the tiniest bit of choking down, and then just a lovely free smooth swing, and just went, oh my god, it's right next to the pin. That was very nearly my first ever eagle. What a way to end. Honestly, it's unbelievable. It's right next to the pin. So close to an eagle. Look at this. So last Sunday I bought a Vokey Titleist wedge for the 90-yard distance. Just now we had 90, or actually 89 to the pin, and so I took the Vokey wedge, 6,000 baht spent on one club, and now I'm about to have the trickiest birdie putt going from 4 inches. Wish me luck. Yes, got it. What a putt! that was a difficult birdie putt. That's probably the closest to an eagle that I've ever had, except for being close to a hole-in-one on a par 3 by about a foot, but that was 4 inches off getting an eagle for the first time. Nice way to end the round. 5 under, bogey par. The only birdie of the day, and from 4 inches, could not be better, and a lovely way to confirm that the Vokey wedge is a good one. Which it had to be, but yeah, you're always not sure until you've had a few really good shots. I've had some good shots with it, but that is the best shot so far in terms of absolute trust in the distance, perfectly straight, because I think it might have been yesterday or Monday when I sort of pulled a similar shot far to the left, trying to avoid the bunker, I guess. This time just straight over, down, land on the green, rolled up to the hole. Absolutely magnificent. I mean, filmed, that would have looked so good. So yeah, another memorable day. Also worth bearing in mind that even though I used 2 balls, I didn't lose one today, so that's really good as well. and I've kept one of my favourites for another round. So only 2 pars on the back 9, and oh no, only 1 par on the back 9. One. Oh, hang on, I'm doing this wrong. So it's 6 under. I'm getting it all wrong because I just thought that was a par, but it wasn't. It was a birdie. So 1 par on the back 9, 1 birdie, 5 pars on the front 9. So only 6 pars and a birdie, for a total round of 76, 6 under bogey par, and only 1 worse than yesterday, which was 7 under. Oh no, that's wrong. 7 under yesterday. 6 under. This should be. There's something wrong. I'll have to recalculate it. Christ, that took me about 10 to 15 minutes to work out where I'd gone wrong with the score. So I had worked out that I was 6 under bogey par, which should be a 75 because bogey par is 81 as the par is 63. And I just couldn't work out how I kept totaling up the scores and kept getting 76. But then I was looking in the minus column and thinking, well, 6 minus 6 has to be 75. How can it be 76? So I kept checking and rechecking. Finally the penny dropped. I put down 5 with 2 circles round it for the birdie on the par 5 18th. Of course I should have put a 4, but I put a 5 down instead, even though I'd recognised it was a birdie. So after 15 minutes of being totally puzzled, the penny has finally dropped. So yeah, I got a score of 75. So I was only 1 shot worse than the good round I got yesterday. So that means 3 for the week, which started on Monday with 79, then went 74, and then 75. And yeah, very happy. That's what it looks like. So yeah, record front 9 on new layout, turns out by 3 strokes. So far, since February the 6th, I've only had 2 42s, a bit less so far. And so today's 39 was 4 under bogey par. It's very hard, especially with those first 2 holes. And this time, 4 under, which was really, really good. So the back 9 wasn't particularly good, seeing as I only went to 6 under, but front 9 was brilliant, and it's just wonderful to have everything on film again. Just loved it, absolutely loved it. It's yesterday once more, it really is.